Picture this. The ground beneath your feet begins to rumble. A deep, low-frequency vibration pulses through your chest, and then, boom, a colossal roar shakes the air around you as a massive rocket blasts off from the launch pad. It's as if the sky itself has been torn apart by the explosive force. The sound that accompanies a rocket launch is so powerful. It can reach up to 180 decibels, making it one of the loudest sounds on Earth. That's far beyond what a human ear can tolerate. And yet, despite the overwhelming intensity of the sound, the people standing miles away from the launch site are perfectly safe. So how is this possible? Why doesn't the deafening roar of a rocket launch cause hearing damage or even kill you? What's behind this incredible science and engineering that keeps us safe? Well, in this video, we're going to explore the mysteries behind why rocket launches don't harm us, and why these amazing, loud, and powerful events are such a remarkable feat of human achievement. Let's start with one of the most important factors in rocket safety: distance. While a rocket's engines produce incredibly loud noise, the key to survival is that no one is standing too close. Imagine a giant rocket like the SpaceX Falcon Heavy or NASA's Artemis lifting off. These rockets are capable of generating noise at over 180 decibels at the source, levels that are 10 times louder than a jet engine. At this distance, standing next to such a rocket could cause irreversible hearing damage in seconds, not to mention other physical harm from the extreme pressure waves. The public and even most workers aren't near the launch pad. For example, at Kennedy Space Center in Florida, spectators are kept a minimum of 3 to 5 miles away from the launch site. Why so far? Well, at close range, the sheer power of the sound and pressure waves could cause serious physical damage. Rockets also produce intense heat and vibrations, all of which can travel through the air. As those sound waves travel outward, they dissipate, losing energy. So by the time the noise reaches the crowd, it's much weaker and less harmful. That safety distance between the rocket and the spectators helps ensure that the sound is still loud. Yes, but not dangerously loud. It's a controlled environment designed to allow us to safely enjoy the majesty of a rocket launch from a safe, responsible distance. Another critical factor in preventing harm from the noise of a rocket launch is the sound suppression system. Now, imagine that the rocket is at the launch pad, ready to go. When those engines fire up, they generate a tremendous amount of noise. So much so that the shock waves can bounce off the hard surfaces of the launch pad, the ground, and surrounding structures, creating reverberations that could be damaging. If left unchecked, those sound waves would be destructive, both to the rocket and everything nearby. This is where one of the most ingenious solutions comes into play: water. To manage the intense sound, NASA and other space agencies use an elaborate water deluge system. Thousands of gallons of water are sprayed over the launch pad, covering the area beneath the rocket. This water serves as a massive sound dampener. It absorbs and dissipates the sound energy, preventing it from ricocheting off the ground and surrounding structures. The water turns into steam, and as it evaporates, it absorbs sound waves in the process. In some cases, this system can reduce the rocket noise by up to 40%. Without this water deluge, the shock waves would damage the rocket, the launch pad, and could even affect nearby structures. But with this suppression system, the sound is safely controlled and channeled away, allowing people to safely enjoy the spectacle without putting anyone in harm's way. Now, we need to consider how sound behaves once it leaves the rocket. When you're standing miles away from the launch pad, you're hearing the sound after it has already traveled through the air. This journey through the atmosphere plays a huge role in weakening the sound. sound doesn't just travel without change. As it moves through the air, it loses energy. This process is known as atmospheric absorption and dissipation. The farther the sound travels, the weaker it becomes. High-frequency sounds, like the sharp ringing of a bell, dissipate very quickly. But lower-frequency sounds, like the deep rumble of a rocket, can travel much farther, although they lose intensity as they do. By the time the sound reaches you, if you're standing several miles away, its intensity has dropped significantly. You're still hearing the powerful rumble and feeling the vibrations in your body, but the sound waves are no longer as intense or as dangerous. The shock waves have already spread out, and their energy has been weakened by the time they reach you. This natural dissipation helps ensure that the intensity doesn't reach dangerous levels. Now, let's talk about frequencies. Human ears are especially sensitive to certain frequencies, particularly in the mid to high ranges, around 2,000 to 5,000 Hz. But the sound produced by a rocket at launch is primarily low frequency. While it's powerful enough to shake the ground, these low-frequency sounds don't affect our hearing as much as higher-pitched sounds would. When you stand miles away from a launch, you'll notice the sound feels more like a vibration, one that shakes your body and rattles your chest. This low-frequency rumble travels well over long distances, but it doesn't damage the tiny hair cells in your inner ear the way higher-pitched, louder sounds might. It's still incredibly loud and physically felt, but the frequency helps reduce the risk to our hearing. For those working near the launch pad, like engineers, ground crew, and astronauts, safety goes beyond just distance and sound suppression. Inside control rooms, NASA and SpaceX engineers are protected by thick, reinforced walls that are designed to block out the extreme noise levels from the launch. These control rooms also have special windows that provide soundproofing while allowing personnel to observe the launch in real time. Astronauts, too, are kept safe in their spacecraft, which are insulated to protect them from not just the noise, but the extreme physical conditions of launch. The walls of their capsules are built to handle intense vibrations and loud sounds. So while they experience the launch, they're shielded from the worst of it. Even ground personnel, who are working up close to the action, use heavy-duty hearing protection, earplugs, or noise-canceling headsets designed to block out the dangerous decibel levels. This makes sure that everyone working near the rocket is protected from hearing damage. The sound of a rocket launch is one of the most awe-inspiring, yet potentially dangerous, forces we encounter on Earth. But thanks to a combination of advanced technology, engineering, and a solid understanding of sound physics, we can experience the thrill of liftoff without fear. From careful distance management to water suppression systems, atmospheric dissipation, and even the design of the spacecraft itself, engineers have made sure that the incredible power of a rocket sound doesn't harm us. So the next time you watch a rocket launch, remember that it's not just the immense power and engineering behind the rocket that makes it possible. It's the incredible effort to protect everyone involved, from the engineers to the spectators. Rocket science isn't just about getting to space. It's also about keeping us safe while we witness one of humanity's greatest achievements. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into the science of rocket launches, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more in-depth explanations of the fascinating world of space exploration. Until next time, keep reaching for the stars.